anything like that, I'm like, oh. And I'm watching, and then when they just showed the surgery, I was like, I can't watch that.
Yeah, man, it was
fainting.
That was, talk about an out-of-body experience, because I remember getting the footage from that, where they, gutted me, essentially.
Yeah.
Took my intestines out, set them on the... And I remember just sitting there watching this sort of 4-hour surgery, as they made the initial incision, and then put these clamps in and pull my body apart.
Now, were you out, or was it a local?
Oh, yeah.
A little propofol?
Yeah. I was out for that one. So.
Tom, everyone wants to talk to you.
Awesome.
I mean, this is unbelievable. Let me start with Paul in New York. Paul, what's going on? We got Tom Green, TomGreen.com, and Tom's going to be at Comics here in New York City Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this week.
This weekend, yes.
Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Tom, you're the fucking funniest dude I've ever seen. There's two of my favorite bits you ever did was... One, you picked up the intercom at a mall or at the store, pissing off the security guards. And the other one is, how the hell did you get your grandmother to bake a cake by mixing it with a vibrator?
Yeah, it's just, how did we do that? Why did we do that? No, yeah, those were fun. Those were some old ones, too. We did those, before MTV. And, again, those were both kind of very exciting times, because we were sort of just figuring out, hey, we got these video cameras. We can barge into this mall here and, get on the intercom. Or we sort of started just doing a lot of pranks that we did when we were kids, really.
Now you'd get arrested for terrorism or something.
Of course.
Do you find the show you're doing now online, and it's a weird word to use, but more mature than your past shows? Yeah,
it's a nightly, or it's modeled after a nightly show. It's not always nightly now, but, I also... I try to invite on really funny people, and crazy guests like Steve-O comes on all the time from Jackass, and Andrew Dice Clay, and Andy Dick, and all sorts of crazy people come on. So,
Crispin Glover
comes on.
How the hell do you get a Crispin Glover who really
doesn't leave his house
anywhere?
Yeah.
I've known him a little bit over the years. I've met him around. He was in that movie Charlie's Angels that I did with him.
Right.
And then we did another movie together in Edmonton, Canada, an independent movie a couple years ago called Freezer Burn. We kind of got to know each other on that. And I kind of relate to people that are sort of a bit eccentric like that.
Yeah.
And so we tend to kind of get along. And so it's fun. And, the thing about doing the show is, it is this long format show. It's kind of like radio more than television in a lot of ways. It's an hour long, no commercials. It's very conversational. It's in my house. And, the idea is I like to have the funny people on, and I'm almost playing the straight man a little bit on the show. So,
wow, yeah.
Although, there'll be a lot of times in the middle of the night where I'll, turn on the studio on drunk or something like that.
That's cool.
Do some dumb stuff,
Turn on drunk or no shirt.
Yeah.
How was it doing?
I mean, there's tons of really ridiculous stuff on the website.
Yeah.
But it's just when I sit down and I have to have sort of a serious interview, Kathy Griffin came up. She's going to be the funny one. I'm going to be the the straight person. So,
let's go to the phones. Mike in Jersey City. We got Tom Green. Mike.
Yeah, Tom Green. How you doing, buddy?
How are you, Mike? What's going on? Hello.
My store was the store you came into with the cow, where you had the Mexican suck the udders.
What? That was your store?
That was my store.
Wow.
And he promptly quit 2 weeks later.
You quit?
All his Mexican buddies. No, it's my store. My Mexican quit because all his buddies were giving him a hard time that he was sucking the udder on TV.
Yeah.
And nobody actually believed me until it aired.
That's
and I do remember that you asked for a car wash to bring the cow to. Did you ever bring the cow to a car wash?
I don't recall doing that, but yeah, that's I don't think
it was pretty wild.
we almost got arrested. That's another place we almost got arrested. We almost got arrested at some train station over there near your store, I think.
That's in Hoboken. I heard about that.
Yeah.
But, when you walked in, it was my mom who yelled at you and said, "What is this? What is this?" And she still to this day doesn't realize what it was and doesn't believe it.
That's what I
showed her on YouTube last night.
I remember the fun part about that was I didn't know you could ride a cow. But when you're in a grocery store with a cow and there's cameras, you think, well, I might as well just jump onto it.
Sure.
And
let's see what happens.
Fun, yeah.
What happened at the train station?
I think I just remember a cop came at us pretty hard because we had a cow there.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the call. Let's
Thanks,
go to
man.
Nick in Cleveland. Nick.
Hey, boys. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Jimmy?
Hi.
Tom Green, I just wanted to tell you that one of the funniest things I've ever seen on TV is when you toured the Marshmallow Factory. And I don't know where you were. But
was it Las Vegas? Yeah. why there's a marshmallow factory in Las Vegas. I guess I don't know.
Wondering that.
Sort of a strange place for it, but yeah, that was fun. Well, because this was just another sort of a real clever bit where when the marshmallows come out of the machine, they look like large phallic things. So of course, I had to.
Fillet the sweetness.
Yeah.
See what that would look like on television. But yeah.
God damn,
that's really good.
Fun ways of skirting past the censors, And then, I remember there was always these arguments like, with the, because they have the standards and practices people, and, so I'd be sucking on this marshmallow, dong or whatever you want to call it.
You can say
I don't even know what I want. I don't know if I want to say that I'm sucking on a marshmallow cock, though. I don't know if I want to say to say that. But and then it's like, well, you have to edit that down a little bit. You can use 3 seconds of it. We'd send the edit back with 7 seconds of it. We'd sort of settle at 5 seconds.
On the creative and funny process, standards and practices, people come right between paper clips and erasers. They are shit. They're overprotecting networks. They're fucking terrible.
Networks.
S&P people are the
It happens
worst.
to us in radio too. We're all in agreement today. It's unbelievable.
They are the worst. They ruin
it's
everything
ridiculous.
funny. If there's something funny, standards and practices people will somehow find a way to fucking remove it and destroy it.
Let's say hi to Rick in Brooklyn. Rick.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, man.
Jimmy, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jim.
Thank you.
Tom Green, huge fan, man. Love the movie. I heard you say, Daddy, would you like some sausage? One great line you got to do is when you said, I'm 27 goddamn years old, Dad, I could have a chicken sandwich if I want to.
Yes. Okay. I'll do that one Thursday night at Comics. Come Thursday night, we'll do the chicken sandwich one.
No doubt, dude.
Do all my chicken sandwich stuff.
It's hysterical how people are just compelled to hear you say lines that they remember because they remember so many lines that from your TV show and movies.
They don't understand how stand-up works. They'll yell something and expect you to do something with it. He'll be in the middle of a joke, and so I walk and somebody will yell, "Freddie got fingered!" The good thing creatively to do is stop the joke and go, "Yes, that was a film." Fucking blithering idiots! Just shut up in the crowd.
Yeah, but it's fun though. I mean, I've sort of found a way to. Towards the end of the set, I encourage people to yell stuff out a bit, and I do kind of interact with the audience a lot, and it sort of is a little bit of a high energy night, so come on down to the show, everyone, and let's yell some dumb stuff.
Tom keeps promoting. You don't have to promote this. You're going to have some great crowds of comics.
How many shows
because I really want to have a good crowd in New York. We're in New York City. I feel like I've been on this mission. So I'm so into this that I'm not stopping, and we're going from here to Chicago, then we're going to Phoenix, and then Dallas, and then we're doing a tour of Australia. I've never been to Australia in my life. Doing an entire month, 10 cities over there, and
they have 10 cities in Australia.
I think so. Yeah.
9. He's doing Sydney twice.
I think I know 2, maybe.
Yeah, Brisbane, Adelaide, Gold Coast, Melbourne, all sorts of places.
Did you sit down to write though for stand up and go holy shit, I don't know how to do this type of writing. Obviously you write for TV shows and stuff, but stand up completely different. Were you kind of perplexed a little at first?
Well, I did a monologue on my show for a while, and when I was doing that, I had some really great writers working with me. My friend Gabe Abelson is a really hilarious guy.
Yeah, I know Gabe.
I thought you might know him. Yeah, and he has written for a lot. He's been doing stand up for a long time, and has written for a lot of TV shows. And you sort of get into that cadence.
You fell into it though,
and I had done it for 3 years when I was a teenager, when I was 15 years old, so it was always sort of very out of my element, But
then to actually sit and write, especially you say you do an hour, to sit and write material like that is a lot.
I actually find it really kind of fun because what I've started doing is I used to carry a notepad around with me, and whenever I had an idea, write down on a notepad, and then I'd lose the notepad. But now the cell phones have all these. My iPhone has a notepad in it, so every time if I'm out with my friends, we're talking, something funny comes up in conversation, I'll write it down on the notepad on the phone. And then, every once in a while I'll sit down. I actually do sit down at the computer, though, and craft it together. And then I'll sit down with my friend Gabe or other friends of mine, and we'll, punch it up, find some punchlines.
Or talking into a recorder if you have to. Sometimes if you have the phone, there's a record option. Sometimes it's hard to write. You can just whisper something stupid into your thing and listen to it later.
Yeah.
I see you got Florentine on. E-Rock is just playing clips. E-Rock, just show the clip, but don't
cool,
play. Florentine, you had on. What was Jim on?
Dan, okay. Same difference, really. Yeah, Jim.